What is up, everybody, and welcome back to my Sonic Marathon. Today I'm playing Shadow the Hedgehog, or more specifically a modded version of it. This mod is Shadow the Hedgehog Reloaded. The mod was created by Limbless Vector and Dream Syntax. I'll put a link of the mod in the description. If you want to play it, I would totally recommend it for this game. I'll go more into the details about why in a little, but you do need to have Dolphin to be able to use this mod, since this game never came out on the PC, so just a heads up if you're wondering. But yeah, today we're going to be playing Shadow the Hedgehog. Before I go ahead, let me just check my options, see if everything's good. I always like to check my options when I start a new game just to make sure everything's running smoothly. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started with the story. And yeah, let's just get started.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Why does that name haunt me? It's the only thing I can remember. And that gruesome image. Maria! Who am I? And why can't I remember anything? And who is this Maria? Look how pathetic they are. I don't have time for these humans.
Shadow. As you can see, the day of reckoning will soon be here. Find the 7 Chaos Emeralds and bring them to me as promised.
Huh? Who are you, and how do you know I'm Shadow? And what are you talking about? Just what was that all about? If he says he knows the truth about who I am, then like it or not, I have to believe him. The only way I'm gonna get the secrets to my past is to get those Chaos Emeralds.
Alright, so that pretty much sets up the premise of the game. So, we're picking up Shadow's. We're picking up Shadow's story from where we left off in Sonic Heroes. As you know, there was a bit of a mystery to his return because we saw him die in Sonic Heroes or Sonic Adventure 2. But he came back, and there's some mystery as to how he's back and whatnot. And yeah, he still doesn't remember anything. He still doesn't remember anything from
he's on our side.
He still doesn't remember anything from Heroes. And the Earth is being invaded by Black Doom and the Black Aliens, and so it's here where we decide what we're gonna do, because we can either choose to be a hero and help the Earth defend itself, or we could choose to be a villain and help the Black Aliens invade the Earth. And yeah, that's pretty much the big premise of the game, the big marketing point of the game, is that you get to choose your own path, and there's different paths for the alignments. There's a dark path, there's a hero path, well, I guess technically there's 2 hero paths, 2 dark paths, and a normal path, which is kind of like a neutral path. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the normal path first, because it's the most straightforward one. Probably like the least interesting one in my opinion. Well, to some extent. Oh my
damn, not here.
Because the normal path still does like answer some questions and whatnot, but still, you'll see what I'm talking about as we progress. So let's see, what else is there? Okay, so yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog. This game was released in 2005. This is despite not being able to play as the titular character Sonic, I believe this game is considered a mainline Sonic title. And it was released, I said it was released in 2005, right? It was released for the Gamecube, the Xbox, and the PlayStation 2. And yeah, the reason for this game is kind of interesting because there's a couple factors. This was around the time when first-person shooters were really, or just shooters in general were really becoming popular in the gaming industry. You know, you had games like Call of Duty, Half-Life, what else is there? What other games are there? Call of Duty, Half-Life, Halo, like Resident Evil. Games like that were really the ones that were kind of standing out and being very successful. And same thing with like more mature games, more edgy games. That was kind of the thing.
Look out, monsters!
Yeah, that was kind of the thing with this game. Or no, that was kind of like the thing. Everyone wanted to play edgy, like more like edgier games and whatnot, and so that's the reason for this game's existence, just to kind of cater to a much older audience. Yeah, they wanted to cater to an older audience. But that's also the thing too. They also made it because, well, at the time, and I think it still applies to today, Shadow is like the second most popular Sonic character behind Sonic himself, of course. And I, for some reason, a lot of like fans asking Sega to make a make a Sonic game where he could shoot guns and whatnot, and you know, Sega wanted to comply, but they felt like Sonic it didn't really fit with this character, you know, using guns and stuff. Even that's something even Sonic says in this game. There's a line in the intro where if you pick up a weapon, he says that he doesn't like using them. But they felt that Shadow character kind of fit that motif more. So that's why we have this game where it's guns and whatnot. It's really weird. I know the adventure games kind of have shooting mechanics too, but it really wasn't the same as just straight up having firearms. But I mean, here we are, a Sonic game with guns. And that's the end of the...
Once I find all of the emeralds,
that's the end of the first mission.
The black aliens have hit 6 major cities around the world, and every city is reporting significant damage and casualties. Among them, Westopolis has received the heaviest casualties due to its weakened defense system. Downtown Westopolis has been almost completely destroyed. Unconfirmed sources have also reported seeing a black hedgehog in Westopolis.
Shadow? Deploy the troops now! And if you find Shadow with the black aliens, then kill them all.
But sir, isn't Shadow on our
I
side?
gave you an order, soldier. He's evil and he's the enemy. You can't fool me, Shadow. This time, you're mine.
You've deliberately disobeyed me, Shadow.
No one tells me what to do. I have my own reasons for collecting the Chaos Emeralds.
You really don't understand the situation here, do you? Perhaps Professor Gerald has done more to your memory than I imagined.
The Professor?
Strange that you don't remember your maker.
What'd you say?
Silence! The ramifications of your disobedience will be severe.
Where am I? Whoa. I guess I underestimated his powers. There's definitely something going on out there. Now it's up to me to find out what they're up to.
Alright, well here we are, the next level, Glyphic Canyon.
I don't remember this place.
Alright, so, let's see, what was I? Alright, yeah, so I was talking a little more about this game. So, despite all that, the game, is kind of, how do I say it?
There's an emerald somewhere in this wasteland.
Yeah, let's...
Look out! That huge pillar is going to collapse!
Damn it, I can't hit him with this grenade launcher.
Stop attacking the good guys!
Alright. Yeah,
That's it!
despite all that, this game really wasn't really well received. And it's for a lot of reasons, mainly the edginess. Like, this game, you know, Sonic has always been a brand for kids, right? It's something that always appealed to the younger demographic. You know, there's no denying that. But this game tried to be like very edgy, and it really wanted to appeal to the older demographic, and it's just it's weird because it tries to be edgy, yet it's not like edgy enough. I don't know if that makes sense. It's because, so this game is rated E10, right? And originally it was supposed to be rated E10 or rated T for teen, because it had like blood and whatnot, and a couple more like swear words. But it's around the time this game came out, the ESRB released a new E10 plus rating, and so Sega decided to aim for that instead. And so that meant that they really had to kind of tone down some of the stuff in the game. And you know, like for example, the black aliens. If you notice, every time I defeat them, they drop like green blood, and I think it was originally supposed to be like red blood, but they, you know, once you have blood depiction in the game, it goes up like a certain rating because it's blood and whatnot. And so they just did that. And that was like one of the changes they made to kind of get the rating that they were desiring. So I don't know. I just think that's something that really kind of hurts the game. Is the fact that they just really tried. They just really tried to. They wanted to make it. Oh my god.
Damn, not here.
They wanted to make it. Man, I lost my train of thought. Let's see here. Yeah, they wanted to make the game obviously appear to an older demographic and be a little more mature, but because they were trying to also go for the E10 rating, they had to dial it back a bit, and it just seems like a little too try hard, but at the same time like coming short, which is weird, but that's just what Sega decided to do. Maybe if they would have if they didn't have to kind of tone down the violence and whatnot, maybe the game would have been a little better, but I'm not sure. An overly like mature Sonic game, and when I say overly mature, I mean like needlessly mature Sonic game. I don't know. I just don't think it really fits with the brand. That's just my thoughts, so that's just my opinion. So that's one issue with the game. Another issue is the structure. The structure of this game is just it's just chaotic. I mean, yeah, you'll see later what I mean by the structure being a bit chaotic. Okay, what else we got? Oh, the controls of this game. Yeah, that's another issue with this game. So this game basically plays like Sonic Heroes, so if you played Sonic Heroes, it's gonna be really familiar to you. But believe it or not, this game's controls are worse than Sonic Heroes. Now, I don't know if I said it when I played Sonic Heroes, but the controls in Heroes are alright. They're not the best, but you know, they're good. Like they're still it's a playable game. The only issue with Heroes was just slippery controls.
Good luck.
It's just slippery controls. But would you believe that this game actually has, like, the controls are even more slippery in this game? I'm not even joking. This game plays much worse than Sonic Heroes, which, I don't know, that's kinda, I feel like, how do you mess up that bad, you know? So, yeah, you played Sonic Heroes, you'll be familiar with this, you'll be familiar with the control scheme here, but just be prepared for, like, the controls being a little more worse than, oh my god, than Heroes. But everything else is pretty much the same, you know. Shadow plays like the speed characters of the game. You know, you do a spin dash again instead of the rocket excel, although like spin dash isn't really as good as in the adventure titles. And the homing attack is pretty much the same as in Heroes. Same thing with the jump dash. So yeah.
Hey, that's my emerald.
Pressing the
Oh,
X
too
button
bad.
while
We're
on
gonna
top
have
of
to take it
save will
backwards.
teleport you to other save points you've touched.
I take orders from no one. I do as I decide.
Mr. President, we've received a report from the Central Information Agency. Our ground troops have successfully pushed back the black aliens from Westopolis. We've also managed to suppress enemy forces in 5 other cities. There's also reports that the CIA's mainframe has been compromised. We're investigating the incidents now. It is a strong possibility that this was also committed by the black aliens.
Tell the commanding generals that the United Federation will never surrender to terrorists.
Yes, Mr. President.
This planet was once saved from tyranny and annihilation by you 2 heroes. Now mankind must protect this peace at all costs. We must stand united to defend our world against these invaders.
Can you see all of me?